in this tied series. We are sitting at 1-1. Method decides they want to go to Dragonshire, as Leftovers will elect to have first pick in this rotation here.
Yeah, first pick on Dragonshire now. Very heavy rotational map. And Method has so far played 3 games on Dragonshire, and they won every single one of them. And Leftovers, they also played 3 games here. They haven't won a single one.
I just remember last week when Urel was given over to Method, with Abathur, of course, and we just saw Ethereal behind the enemy's fort, clearing out waves because the 3-man was dominating so hard that he was uncontested. Method is very strong on this battleground.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be getting out there this time. He's been banned out pretty often when it comes to 3 bans, but that's just a testament to how strong they are on this battleground and why they love it so much.
And of course, if they can secure a victory here, the 2-1 lead would go really well for them heading into the last 2 maps. That would put additional pressure onto Leftovers and also allow Method, depending on how things go, to determine the map again and force another map that is a bit worse for Leftovers, where they have an edge. So great position for Method to be in right now, but first of all, they have to claim it on Dragonshire.
That they do. So let's see if we get that control coming in here from Leftovers. What type of strategies will they try to employ here to try and actually deal with their opponents? One thing that they can maybe try to pull out that we haven't seen in a long time is they could bring the Chromie back and maybe try to deal with her on the bottom lane. Typically, you see that Hanzo mixed in that rotation, though, as he's able to work on Giants as well as give you that poke that Chromie can kind of give you. So let's see here as we head straight into a Dragonshire.
I would expect Tracer for sure to be banned out again. Maybe even Phoenix targeted, since it's apparently something that Method very much so respects when it's in the hands of DAB. And again, DAB is for me the player that really stands out throughout this entire year. He has improved like none other, and especially when you're looking towards the top HGC games, if they respect anyone on the side of Leftovers, it is the damage dealer for them.
Yep. He definitely brings the fire. One of the things that I enjoyed about him on Phoenix is he makes Phoenix look elusive. And that might be a weird statement because you know he has to teleport and you can get away from fights, but he is literally sidestepping Hanzo arrows that are flying towards him in the middle of battle while putting out damage. That's why you can see that respect coming out on the Phoenix ban that we've seen a couple times already. Now there is a chance he might be able to get through here, as Abathur and Tassadar are banned out. To the left, Dahaka.
Yeah, Leftovers are very, very aggressively targeting the hero pool of ADRD. In every single game, they are targeting him specifically. And mostly the heroes that he plays that empower others, namely Abathur and Tassadar. But we've also seen Genji targeted. And we also have, of course, on the 3rd ban, oftentimes a hero like Medivh banned out. So it's super interesting to me, since now we could actually see Method going into an early Medivh again, because it's so aggressive towards the hero pool that we normally see from ADRD. Really trying to exploit the fact that we are now heading into a phase of HGC where the 3rd ban just got announced, and when you have hopes that ADRD maybe didn't adjust enough yet to that 3rd ban. It's a good chance we're going to see Hanzo maybe pick down Medivh. No, they're going completely away from this. They're standing still strong with Diablo and Urel before the 3rd ban comes in, which could target another one of the heroes that we see ADRD play.
Typically, when you are a top laner and you see a Genji on the opposing team, you are frantic. What hero do I pick? Genji's been ganking me the entire time, I won't be able to get away. But Urel, she can usually handle that gank coming her way, as she's usually able to escape. You just don't use Avenging Wrath as much, or you make sure that you have your Divine Purpose up and available. So going for the setup of controlling Genji with Diablo and then having a strong top laner that isn't too fearful of her is a good pickup here for the Method. Just very interesting they didn't move into Hanzo. We have Dr. Kane and Phoenix for that 2nd and 3rd pick, so Leftovers will be able to showcase that Phoenix that we've been talking about.
And especially with Urel, you mentioning her, Method has a fantastic track record with her. 9 wins and 1 single loss before we headed into today's series, so a 90% win rate. Very impressive here by Ethereal. And theirs is the target ban against ADRD. Again, Medivh banned out. So leaves us with Hanzo, I would say, for him. This is one of the 4 heroes that we see him play the most. So let's say one of the 5. You have Abathur, Tassadar, Medivh, Genji, and Hanzo. Those are the 5 that he plays the most. Has played other heroes, seen him definitely on other heroes than that, but still those are, I would say, the big 5 that we normally see him on.
Rhaegar and Raynor will be our 3rd and 4th pickup. No win for Raynor for Method yet in game number 1, the Raynor pick. Not working against the Tracer Maiev composition, but we'll see if we can get to work here on Dragonshire. and that still leaves ADRD and his pickup available for later on.
Bloodlusted Rainer is terrifying.
Yeah.
We actually had a Bloodlusted.
We did.
We did have one.
Azalea.
Still a chance that we're going to see that again. Blaze and Johanna taken for now.
Is this a Zarya? I know that came out of left field. But ADRD...
No, it didn't really, because it's ADRD, and it's another hero that would empower your hyper carry. So yeah, I don't think so, but it's definitely something where I can totally see the thought process with this being method, and we are waiting for a hero for ADRD still. Junkrat for him.
Not the Overwatch character I was thinking, but still one. Junkrat comes out. Wave clear. Displacement. Helpful against night camps, actually. One thing that a lot of people forget about, if you have a night camp that has a spell bar coming in, Junkrat is a great pick against those coming your way because you're able to toss that into your fort and clean it up quickly.
But definitely leftovers here targeting ADRD with the bans.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. And the question still remains, does it work out for them? When he got his hands on Medivh, things definitely went south. Where does that come from, by the way? Why doesn't...
Things went south.
Why don't they go north?
If you go north, you're going into the Arctic, freeze to death. If you go south, you're going to the equator to get warmer.
And then if you continue going south, you're also freezing to death.
Don't go that far. Just stop. Stop going south when you get to the center. Duh.
Don't go that far north.
The people in Brazil are like, but we can't go south to the equator.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea. That was just made up. No idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's just made up.
I guess circling the drain, south, those are all very similar idioms. Thinking about things. Welcome to the HGC. I'm gonna look it up. We'll figure it out. Or someone will tweet us. Tweet at Caldor. Let them know where going south comes from. What does that mean? Because I don't know, man. I don't.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm sorry to let you down. But you also say in German, put tomatoes over your eyes as a statement.
Over your eyes, yeah.
Put tomatoes over your eyes.
You have tomatoes on your eyes, basically.
Meaning that you're oblivious to things. That's a weird one. But that's the literal translation.
But
How
I
do you
can
say it in
explain where
German?
they come from.
Where do they come from?
Tomaten auf den Augen haben.
Where does it come from? The spa?
Ah, ich habe absolut keine Ahnung, aber wenn ich ein bisschen selbstbewusst schaue, wenn ich es dir erkläre, dann glaubst du mir wahrscheinlich.
Yep. Got all that. Thank you, Caldor. Can we go to game number 3, please? I got nothing. I can't follow it up here. I mean, I got nothing. Like,
Not even Kartoffel?
Kartoffel and okay, but those aren't appropriate here. Like, I know those well enough. I'm like, oh, those aren't appropriate. I can't. I have no way to respond.
I taught you deine Mutter.
Deine Mutter, which is
Your mom. It works all the time. It's perfect.
I can't talk about your mom when you bring up tomatoes. Like, that's not okay.
No, it's basically...
That's not polite. I'm
No,
a
but
polite person.
The way that you use that in German is you shut down your... Like, what the other guy said, you shut it down by just like, yeah, whatever.
By saying your mother. You just change the topic completely to who birthed him or her.
It's not meant literally. It's more of a figure of speech thing that is used these days to just say like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like,
Dominato?
Dominato?
Is that what it is?
It's not a domino. No, deine Mutter.
Deine Mutter.
There's a bit of slang to it
Deine
too.
Mutter.
You know, it's not actually like proper German. It's a little bit of a slang as well. People can definitely appreciate that if you say that. That's the first sentence you need to learn. It's not even insulting or anything. It's just funny.
Deine Mutter.
Yeah.
I'll start saying it as often as I can. Hang on, we're getting in the game here as you see me bent over. Hey there. As we hop into it. Bam, joining in. I don't know, man. Like,
Many openings here.
I just, now that I know what Deine Mutter means, I feel like it's insulting. You know, I understand that
No.
it doesn't mean that, but like when I know it means your mother, like your mother is like something that you say in 4th grade here in America. Like if someone's like,
Oh, deine Mutter is definitely something that you say in 4th grade.
okay,
Definitely do.
just making sure. Okay, at least we have that bridge that we can cross together.
Yeah.
We have 4th grade slang that we can be saying to people, and we're bringing it to an official HC broadcast. At 29 years old, I'm saying your mother to things that I don't know to talk about in German. It's perfect. It's
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, dude, just be quiet, like whatever.
Just relax. Just relax. What was the other one? The one about the bear? What is that one?
Da steppt der Bär.
Da steppt der Bär.
I
Which
haven't
is,
heard that in 15 years.
What is that? What is that idiom for?
I don't even know. Like, it's so old.
What's the
I
literal
think,
translation in English?
The bear's dancing.
The bear is dancing.
It basically means like a little bit of when you have a party and the party is actually like really hot. There's like its fire is like
It's
really good.
so hot. The
Yeah.
bear who's
Even
stealing honey starts dancing too.
Exactly. Even the bear who's supposed to be
Oh.
lazy is just like dancing.
Da steppt der Bär.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
That was close though.
Yeah,
Shop was right.
No,
Shop.
no. This is the only one where you don't want to make the sh sound. You want to step. Well, yeah,
Step.
you make it, but it's like a little bit more
Stopped.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't stop the bear.
You ruined it again. You had it on the first 2 tries.
Do it again. Say it again.
Da steppt der Bär.
Da stepped the bear.
Can we teach you something that's actually like useful?
Da stepped the bear as we head into game number 3. Dominado.
No, that's nothing to do with dominoes. You're thinking pizza. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, as we are desperately trying to teach Trixter a little bit of German. Athero on Urel, Bad Benny on Diablo, Nick on Arena once again. This is Jimmy, Curson on Rhaegar, and 80 Artie on Junkrat.
On the right side, in the red, leftovers, DAB on Phoenix, Linked on Deckard, Mopsio on Johanna, Blakini on Genji, and Bootybus to play Blaze.
Time for leftovers to prove themselves here. Phoenix has banned out twice against them. This time we are seeing the hero in the hands of DAB again. But on the other side, we had Junkrat forced into the hands of ADRD as a lot of his heroes were banned out by leftovers. Him specifically targeted here. Even Genji picked away, but they are relying again on Arena composition.
Junkrat, one of these solid heroes for wave clear, poking from afar. You want to make sure you're not getting close to melee range though. His health pool is quite low, but he is the definition of annoying. I would call him a ranged Garrosh to a degree in terms of displacement and what he can pull off, and his control is solid, so we'll watch and see how that unfolds here for Method. Because honestly, the main focus here will be Raynor. How will leftovers attempt to take him out?
The one thing that really still impresses me about Garrosh is that in his original form, he actually dragged people towards him and then you could flip them.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Garrosh right now. Oftentimes we're saying, oh my god, this hero is so powerful with this displacement. I mean, that's nothing compared to how he looked like when he was released.
I remember the range was close enough that, like, Oriole auto-attack range, I actually couldn't auto-attack anything near me or I would just get pulled in right away. He was a hero to play around, that's for sure. Night Camps grabbed early.
Yep, another hero that you have to play around somehow is Urel. And one of the strengths that we have for Urel on this map is simply the control that she has over the top lane, because she can easily transition between controlling the shrine and jumping onto the lane so she doesn't lose any of the experience. The big battle on the top lane that you always find yourself in if you're trying to win on Dragonshire is that you have to make those decisions between getting experience as your opponent clears the wave and controlling the shrine itself. So oftentimes what's going to happen on a solo lane, especially on Dragonshire, is that the two heroes that face each other don't even engage in a direct battle. Instead, you're trying to clear the wave faster than your opponent, and then your opponent has to either... Let's say, for example, you have one of the two heroes focusing on hero damage and the other one just clears the wave. Once the wave is cleared, the hero that did hero damage needs to make a decision. Do I move back and catch the experience that is now pushing into my towers, or do I move into the shrine and try to claim that? So there's always this wave clear battle going on between the two heroes, and then you try to transition between the lane and the shrine to hold the control there. And that's why Urel is so strong. She has it all. She has the wave clear, she has the high mobility into the shrine and out of it with her jump, and she has the self-sustain if she takes damage on that lane.
Yeah.
That makes that hero one of the strongest, if not the strongest hero. Here we have it, right in front of our eyes, on this particular map for the top lane.
It used to be that playstyle that she's currently playing, the one jumping between shrines, was only available actually on Zeratul. But Zeratul, you trade out the ability to have no trading and damage, right? Like,
yeah.
You just try to manipulate the wave as much as you can with the cleave. Her having everything is definitely something that is difficult to deal with, and typically you'll see some engages come to the top lane. You'll see a lot of pressure on top of your rail to try and slow that down, or you just decide that, okay, I'm going to probably lose this. I'm going to focus on wave clear so my team stays up in experience, and hopefully my 4-man can do well.
It's still one of the big mistakes that you oftentimes see in lower leagues when you have solo laners going up against each other, that they're trying to kill each other instead of taking down the lane, which just wins you the lane so much more heavily. But of course, for that, you also need self-sustain on your end, and that's what Urel has. But outside of that, we have big fights going on at that bot lane here, as we're focusing also a little bit more onto the 4-man now. Mopsio finds himself in a really awkward spot after he just got thrown over and accepts his fate at this point. Starts with the sprays, but he knows that he is a goner. And that's exactly the displacement that you've been highlighting as we've been talking about Junkrat at the beginning of the map.
When you get that as Junkrat, you feel so great. But Bad Benny coming with the body blocks as Linked is the next target for Method. And after game number 1, and after their first fight in game number 2, Method seems to be a little bit more concise in terms of trying to find these kills.
And also, we have sustaining rounds now taken for Reyna. I find it actually a really interesting pick as the level 4 talent. Now we have seen Behemoth Armor here in Fight or Flight, but we very rarely get to see the self-sustain for him. And that actually leads me a little bit more to the question if we are maybe seeing Bloodlust here, since with Reyna and his auto attacks, this is something where he would have even more sustain and the damage would be fantastic. Now Ancestral is of course still the go-to talent, but we have seen, especially in the Chinese region, but also to an extent in North America and Europe, Bloodlust being picked up occasionally. And with a heavy auto attacker like Reyna, that's definitely an argument you can make. Especially with the way that Method is currently dominating this. They're really gaining more and more momentum. They just confirmed another kill against Phoenix. They are now pushing through the bot lane. They have 3 kills against 0, a level lead. They are looking extremely powerful from the get-go.
Now they are. Nick stepping forward, putting damage into the kidney. Mopsio not having a blind has to step up and try and prevent Nick from doing any more damage, but that allows for Method to go over and grab at the shrine. So bottom one will be under control, top one will be on top of control, and Diablo is in position here to go for a setup, but the hero minion comes over to delay that. Finally, Bad Benny will get the dragon, and there we go. First dragon in the game at 5 minutes. Method will be able to attain it. Leftovers answer back by grabbing the Giants to the south to make sure they can have that pushing in.
And Method definitely has woken up now. Game number 1 seemed to have been a bit of a wake-up call. Game number 2, they struggled at the start, but then they turned things around in Tomb of the Spider Queen, and now Leftovers are getting demolished in this early stage of Game 3. Method definitely coming back with a vengeance here. The Dragonite in their hands, level 10, about to be ready for them too, as they just claim the top lane, they claim the wall in the middle. Now they have their level 10s, and we are seeing Rega with the Ancestral. No fun.
No fun allowed here.
I mean, it's still the go-to pick, but it would have been just absolutely fantastic to see Reyna in the first weekend supported by Bloodlust and going into a build that focuses even more heavily on his sustain through auto-attack damage here.
This dragon's lasted a while, actually.
Yeah.
Gotten the turrets here in the middle, put a little bit of damage on top of the fort. The Giants eventually cleaned up to the south, and Method hit level 10 with that entire push, but Leftovers have bought enough time. They hit 10 themselves, and they're set up for an immediate gank, too. The moment's cleared up. 20 Blast can rotate in. They have to be careful, though, because Urel is doing goat things. She is gnawing on those minions, pushing in.
Yeah, it's just the entire map control that is in the hands of Method, and a lot of that comes also down to the way that a hero can hold these top lanes. So Urel is absolutely crucial here. And we pointed it out in the draft. Method is just drafting Urel all the time now. It is by far their most played hero. They play her more than any other hero in the game. And Athero just loves Goat Girl, so he is fantastic on it. And this is actually a map where Method, and Athero in particular, they played Urel before the buffs on this map, because said like that hero is just insane. And then Urel gets buffed and he's just like, okay boys, I already liked her before, but now she's definitely the girl to play here.
Yep, him and Wubby in week 1 of Urel coming out later on this battleground, and both earned wins. Leftovers has a pretty big push in the top, but Method has an answer back with their own night camp, and they'll start to clear it up, especially bringing ADRD over. They'll poke where they can.
Yeah, not only that, there's another camp at the bot lane, and the longer this fight up here lasts, the more the night camp at the bottom is, the giant camp at the bottom is going to get. Could theoretically even take the fort down, because this fight is looking like it's going to take quite some time. We have Blaze in the middle. Urel is meeting that, and Blaze is most likely going to make that bot lane transition now, because he has to. That siege giant camp is getting dangerous.
And Urel can choose to stay in the middle, or rotate at the bottom and get level 13, or rotate up here to maybe start out with a fight. Deciding for now to rotate to the bottom. He's going to try and match Blaze and have that mini wave pushing in. That'll deny an entire wave if nobody from Leftovers rotates over. Mopsio finally catching wind of that. We'll head on over, but Method continues to climb up. They're at about 12.5 in experience, and they're working on that level 13. And they have some already bruised forts too, so the next shrine, if it gets activated for a Method and they grab the dragon, they can make a play for double forts.
Yeah, Leftovers, they have slowed down the game a little bit, and they are only half level behind at this point. But you still have Athero and Benny anchoring the plays that we're seeing from Method, and especially the night camp at the bot lane is now a target. You have the clear off Junkrat plus also Rega, so they are easily able to take that night camp, but they have to be careful because there's the entire might of Leftovers now rotating down, trying to double check what's going on there. So they had to actually back off. But they can easily take it again if there's a top lane rotation from Meth-over happening.
So close for 13. Diablo actually engaging in the top left corner as Leftovers set up a trap.
Oh,
a little bit quicker here. The Ancestral comes out, but actually getting the heal denied there. Damage comes out, and there we go. Leftovers are able to grab one.
Really nice blocks also from the bunker. The bunker really just dropped there, not only to save heroes, but also to make sure that the Diablo couldn't go past. So now he lost all of his souls, but that was a very, very nice approach that we just saw.
Emerald, able to deal with that Ancestral Healing, reduces the healing of enemy heroes by 75%, so that connected right when the Ancestral Healing came out, completely negating what Rhaegar was trying to achieve.
And of course, that was a very telegraphed kill and a very telegraphed Ancestral. In a big team fight, you normally don't quite know who's it going to hit. You have to properly communicate. This was an easy one. Reptile, though, as Deckard Cain goes down to the Apocalypse already, as Diablo moves in again without Blaze being there and without a bunker even available. There was just no way for the save. So again, Method taking that slight lead. Giddy up now on Reyna, 13-13 in Talons.
What was that talent? What was it?
Cut off it.
Could you repeat that?
Giddy up!
Thank you. It is Giddy up. Picked up here for Reyna at level 13. Moving as quickly as possible, both mounted and off mount, especially during the Inspire. Ethereal keeping up with that top lane, but the pressure on the bottom lane is starting to become a bit of an issue. As this fort is taking some damage, Mafia comes in for a flank to try and prevent Method from continuing to focus there, as Leftovers is actually trying to put some damage on Bad Benny.
Yeah, they are actually starting to chunk him down here quite heavily because he's so low in souls. But Mopsio is also in trouble. He's just trying to dodge everything here. And Ethereal also attacked. DAB just working in the damage and keeping himself safe the entire time. Job well done by him. And they are about to control both of these shrines. They are in, I mean, they're still behind in experience a bit, but it's not too bad. They're still looking decent here. Hyperion comes out and Leftovers yield the position for now. Move away from it, trying to wait it out here, and then can re-engage around it. Big cooldown blown by Reyna.
Diablo in 4 seconds will have his heroic available and can try to force another fight. So far, he's been trying to use the APOC as a combo to lock down one target, DAB being the main focus, but DAB has not been caught out yet. Both shrines collected for Leftovers, and in the middle lane, Polybus goes from channel, Ethereal comes over, prevents him from doing so, but Leftovers are ready to fight back. Here comes DAB on the left as he puts some damage on Ethereal and chunks him down.
Mopsio and also Bad Benny are moving back in. The tanks are about to arrive, but the Dragon Knight has already been taken. The Ancestral comes out and saves Ethereal. They're trying to defend here. Great move by Leftovers. And considering how they struggled in the early game, this is an insane comeback for them here. Really well done. Method started to snowball, but Leftovers held on to their structures for a long, long time and just denied that extra experience to Method. Look at the minimap. The fort at the bot lane is so low. The one in the middle has also suffered a lot of damage, but Leftovers were able to just buy that time that they needed to get the level 13 talent, and then were willing to engage into these fights. And it results with them taking that Dragon Knight, and that closes the experience gap now completely, and it will allow them to even take a lead as they're working on the fort at the top lane with a 4-man pushing through the bottom.
I like how they spread out too. They put the Dragon in the top, who's left by himself against Nick. Nick will do his best to slow that down, but he can't hold on for too long, while the rest of Leftovers soak the middle lane and the bottom. APOC comes out, DAB is the focus, Dale Wilson comes out, there's the Riptire too, and DAB could not teleport in time. Bad Benny catches him slipping, and they get the kill.
That was well done. Great combo on the side of Method, and the kill against Phoenix is absolutely crucial since DAB on Phoenix has done so much this entire game. And the kills just, they continue to tickle in. They just come in here for Method, 6 kills against 1, 16 versus 16, but now Method again using that advantage and that momentum on the map to take the fort down. They take the Siege Giant camp away, and then they will very likely move into the middle and see if they can put some extra damage onto the remaining fort there.
This should be renamed to Annoying the Composition, as Yrel jumps onto any target she wants. Junkrat immediately with that slow beam there has the perfect placement to drop down a concussive mine and knock that opponent into his team. He's done that 3 times now against Deckard Cain, and they've gotten a kill off of it on the last engage. Method continues pushing in the middle as they take down the fort, having a nice little experience lead, but Leftovers, with them having 16, they're willing to fight.
And Diablo is just proving again to be such a huge asset in these fights. There's a reason why he is currently one of the most successful tanks that we have in the game. 61% win rate, 17 wins and 11 losses as we came in today. Very well executed here by Bad Benny. Over and over does he put Mopsio or even Phoenix into a very tough spot that oftentimes results in a kill even. And it just showcases again how much more comfortable Bad Benny seems to be in that main tank role. This is just so much better than the performance that we've seen from him on the offlane when he played for Fnatic in Phase 1 of 2018.
Now that all said and done, no shrines available, so it's all about the camps. Method gets their top left camp, which that opens them up to grab the south camp, and they're starting to get a pretty big push going. They have Giants already. They'll have the south Bruiser camp pushing in with the aid of these giants. What's the spawn here on the top right corner of those giants? Let me check that really quickly. That's up in a minute and a half, so they can't go for 4 giants and a night camp. But still, this push in the bottom lane can do severe damage to a keep wall. And that means leftovers have to respect it and defend it, which should open up Method to go for an instant cast on the dragon. As they send you right to the top, they have Diablo already in the bottom. They just need one to be standing in the middle.
Defense at the bot lane so far nearly moved out, but we already have Blaze in the middle. So he's going to try and make sure that there is no quick, easy sneak on the Dragonite, and he already has his oil spill in the way. So now they are forced into that mid lane team fight though, because there is just no way for them to rotate onto the remaining side lanes and grab the shrine. So for leftovers, this is pretty much a do-or-die fight. It's not going to be completely game over if they lose the Dragonite here, but if they do, there's a very good chance that Method will at least take a keep. So they have to be careful, especially since Method holds that advantage in experience and is already closing in on level 19.
Genji run to the top lane. This will allow for Method to try and force a fight. Ethereal's trying to get Blaze in the top and Diablo's in the middle. The leftovers back up, buying just enough time.
Method not really forcing that Dragonite too much. They had a chance of forcing this aggressively and forcing leftovers into a fight. They decided against it, so it looks more and more as if they are trying to buy that time for level 20 instead. They allowed Genji to move to the top. Now, of course, he has that quick transition between lanes that he used with his swift strike and his agility. But Method could have been more aggressive if they choose to do so. They decided against it, since they're still hoping that they can claim 20 before that Dragonite even becomes an obstacle.
They have 2 incredible gadgets for getting that 22. They have Junkrat with Ripper Air now at level 13, which again reduces the cooldown of your Concussive Mine if you are able to jump away from the fight. So you're able to get that quick movement around the map to clear up those waves. And then you have Rurel too, who has a Divine Steed. So they have the ability to dance around leftovers if leftovers are unable to get the drop on them. And so far, leftovers, they can't get it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Method on the minimap and they're just playing as passive as they possibly can. They're so far out. They have Ethereal and Bad Benny every now and then sneak into a brush and trying to just double check beforehand, even if there's someone waiting there for them with a trap. But Method is playing insanely passive here. They're just sitting tight and saying, as long as leftovers don't get the double shrine, we are totally safe. We're just going to take the waves, going to take 20, and then we're going to play our game.
20 about to hit. Menu waves here on the bottom, and there it is. Method can instantly start the aggression on the map. Leftovers spread out, and they're trying to buy as much time as possible. They have Blaze grabbing the point at the top. They have Phoenix to slow them down, and Johanna.
Weak spot acquired for Reina, so the armor reduction that we see triggered through his trade, give him some pepper. That's going to be absolutely amazing if they can home in on that one target and try to blow it up. They already look strong. Black Kidney now with an attempt to get that bot shrine. Sits tight there. So we have leftovers doing the same thing. They're just trying to buy time. But it didn't really work out for Genji here, and Diablo is already looking for him.
Diablo trying to chase him down. Black Kidney's fine for now. It's mounted up. And there's no follow-up damage, but the combo by itself puts Black Kidney down to a quarter HP, and Method grabs the dragon.
Yeah, Black Kidney is on the run. There's half a level missing for leftovers to get their own 20. They want the Storm Talents now. They want them, they need them. They want something that allows them to defend against the Dragonite. And Method is, of course, looking for a keep here. But leftovers, they have a chance to defend. Benny baited into the wall here as he's trying to go for DAB. Leftovers have to be so cautious now. If they lose the hero, it might all be over. Already the Hyperion is dropped to create the space to get that keep. They want more. They're trying to get the keep more or less for free so that they can walk onto the core.
Meanwhile, leftovers are trying to get 20 with a mini wave in the back. Finally, they hit it. DAB kicked away from the fight. But this dragon, down to half HP, is already wailing on top of the core. DAB steps forward, and he still has that Planet Cracker. He's waiting for the Stay a While Listen to connect. Diablo is only one connected with.
But still, the 20 is there, and they defend against the Dragonite quite easily at that even. The shields are down, and the core is taking damage, but it's not enough yet. Great Planet Cracker after the jet propulsion, but no kill, and Bad Benny immediately jumping onto Phoenix in the backline.
Yes, Method was waiting for that. Reptire comes out as well, going straight towards that back line to prevent leftovers from chasing too far. 17% damage done to the core, but leftovers defend. They have a little 20, and they're still in the game. Now look in the top left. There's also a night camp pushing in, so Method would want to get back home and clear that out, just to make sure they don't have any damage on their keep, and they are able to get Yrel there just in time.
And let's not forget, this could have been game. Quite easily at that. If Method gets a kill, especially before 20 hits, there is a chance that they are going to take it. But now, of course, with Indestructible on Johanna and Unconquered Spirit, on Phoenix, it's a lot more difficult to actually take someone down on the side of Leftovers. Let's not forget that we also have the fortified bunker coming into play. There's a lot of fantastic tools now, very defensive tools for Leftovers to stay alive for longer in these fights. And if they can keep heroes like Phoenix alive to dish out more damage, because that was a priority target early on, that could allow them to take these team fights. Method has one advantage, and that's the bot lane catapult pressure.
Leftovers need to be careful here. APOC is huge in that choke. And Riptire. Granted, Riptire's not up for about 12 more seconds. And Hyperion. They realize the moment that when Method pushes in, they just go ahead and back on up. They do not want to deal with that area effective heroics that will be coming in. They have to deal with the Night Cambos in the top lane, which should allow for Method to grab this safely. And they step up immediately and grab it as soon as they see Blaze rotating up.
It's really the choke point that you don't want to fight, and you're absolutely right on that. You have some tools available yourself that you can use there, but APOC is just such a threat, and Urel thrives in these situations too. So at this point, Leftovers are just playing a bit more for the long game. Both teams are on 20. They know that those Dragonites in particular, of course, scale heavily into the late game, and we're already 20 minutes in. So if they can claim an objective, which activates in just another 2 seconds, then Leftovers definitely have an opportunity to get some damage done. They might be forced to move through the top lane. That's at least a chance that they have, but if they get 1 or 2 kills in the fight before the Dragonite gets channeled, that's a chance for the Leftovers to get a keep and maybe even more. So Method might be ahead, but they haven't won this game yet by a long shot.
Blaze doing his best here to slow down Urel, who's currently in the mid lane, attempting to go for the dragon. Blakitny's coming over too. Let's try and put some pressure on Ethereal, but he is just fine. Realizes a threat that could be coming his way and backs up.
And Blakitny is on the way up to the top again. So Method is forcing this a little bit more aggressively right now, but Leftovers will have to back off. Now we see Genji showing top, and they're not backing off fast enough. Mobster's getting attacked here by Bad Benny. Diablo wants the kill, wants to go in. Boss also in a bit of an awkward spot there, but the jet propulsion allows him to move away. Great escape by him. And now, of course, Urel is the one who's starting to put the pressure onto Leftovers again by claiming the top lane shrine and therefore forcing the attention into the middle of the map. The rotations at the bottom are already being thought about by Leftovers, but they have to face the music here as Expert, as Method is trying to get another DK.
Leftovers thinking this might be the last attempt for them to get a fight. Mopsio trying to control that space, but here comes Urel from the side. They go straight for the Kidney, already down to half health, down to a quarter, and Genji is deleted. Leftovers stuck in a fight here around the Hyperion in a 4v5. DAB trying to find an angle, go straight in for the Junkrat. Here's a stay a while, listen, and the Blessed Shield coming out, but they can't get anything. Method is just toying with them.
At this point, especially Nick is just having a field day here. No one can get him here, and he pushes out the damage. Bad Benny with that kill against Genji did such a good job, and now Link is about to fall too. That's the double kill, and things are looking dire for Leftovers. Reyna is doing work, and so is Junkrat. The damage output is insane, and Diablo just continues to body them. Bad Benny once again showcasing why he is such a fantastic main tank.
Giving Genji a difficult time. Genji getting deleted with the help of Urel. Another pickup there from Bad Benny as well. And Method, after the last couple of pickups, can turn their attention towards the core. They have a dragon already on the way too, trailing a little bit behind, but they might not even need him. Another combo comes out from Bad Benny. Boss gets locked down. Jet propulsion to try and escape as well as Ethereal continues to pounce on him like Mario. And here is the dragon, finally on top of the core, shredding with every single auto attack, and Method goes up 2-1 in this best of 5 series.